Hello, everyone, and welcome. Thank you so much for being here today. We're happy to have you joining us for our session to help you engage teachers and students with Access World News Research Collection. We are at the top of the hour, so let's get started. My name is Catherine Bergerson. I'm the Vice President of Marketing at NewsBank, and today I'll be joined by my colleague, Matt Stawicki. I want to let you know as we get started that this session is being recorded. We will send out a copy to you following today's event. Also, all of our contact information and the resources that we share with you today are all available in the handout section. You can download them at any time. You may see a gray bar that says handouts, or depending on the version of GoToWebinar you have, it may be icons on the left side of your screen. If you just click on those, you should be able to download those handouts. Right now is the perfect time to be looking at how you can really leverage Access World News. As we know, in today's world, digital resources and online access to those resources has never been more critical. And with NewsBank, you can be sure you're bringing the most relevant, credible, and comprehensive content available to your teachers and students, whether they're utilized in person in the classroom or remotely. In the next 30 to 45 minutes, it's our goal to share with you an overview of this rich collection, what it includes, and what really makes Access World News unique. We'll show you how to pinpoint the most relevant information to your area of interest, and we'll share ideas for how to build visibility and engagement, including our top 5 strategies, and they're ready to use that you can connect with teachers, students, or perhaps create your own assignments. We do have time for questions, so please feel free to use the question or chat box at any time to submit, and we will do our best to get to all of them. So if that sounds good to everyone, let's get started. Just quick background on NewsBank. We are a leading news and information provider to schools and libraries around the world, and we are proud to share that we recently celebrated 51 years as a company. We aggregate sources, again, from around the world, bringing you and your students aggregated, credible, vetted news, many of which are unique to NewsBank, and all of which are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week from any device. So now let's take a walk through Access World News Research Collection. I'll turn it over to my colleague, Matt Stawicki. He is the Vice President for K12 Schools and Community Colleges. Hey, Matt.
Hi, Catherine, and thank you so much. Appreciate the beautiful introduction. So for those of you out there in the audience, hopefully you're aware of our core 4 resources. These are the 4 main resources that are used in schools and libraries and colleges and so on across the US and globally. Today we're going to look at Access World News. That is our flagship product that is heavily used to support subject areas from literally anywhere. It has over a billion documents in it. Will literally give you information on any topic you can even imagine. We will be following this webinar with other webinars on the other sources and give you information on those. But let's jump into Access World News right now and give you a good look at why this resource is so heavily used. Okay, hopefully you see my screen right now.
We sure can.
Right. Great. So Access World News, as I said, has over 1 billion documents. So it's not a matter of can I find information, it's how do I get to the information I need. So example, we've got a keyword search here, which I can put in any term I wish and hit search. Now, with over 14,000 sources from around the world, over 200 countries and territories are represented, it's updated daily. So you imagine I get a ton of results on virtually any topic. In this case, in immigration, I've got 6.5 million results. So it's not a matter of can you find information on the topic you're looking for, it's how do you get to that information. We automatically default to the newest information first, and you'll note this first result is from February 29. That's from one of our magazines. So once they're ready to go to print, they get us that information. I can resort that data to best match or oldest. I have multiple date filters. So example is maybe this is a current events project and I only want information from 2010 forward. I simply use my slide bar, hit apply, remove that older data, and that in turn gets rid of almost 2 million results. And you'll note how the timeline changes and shows the relevance of this term and how it was low and then increased and dropped down again. Great way to show how terms and people and events all change over time. I can put in my own ad hoc set of dates. So I can say past 2 days, past 6 months. I can put in a range of days. I can put in today just to see what shows up in the news today on the term in immigration. And then we also have our results by year. So example here are my results by year, newest to oldest. And I see this spike right here, 540,000 results in 2018. I could hone in just on that one result, hit apply, and that in turn will again change my results. And I see a big spike here in June of 2018. I can hone right into that one area if I wish. If I enter something by mistake, filters are at the top. Filters always show up in the coinciding filter type. So I can simply X out, remove that because I didn't get the results I expected. We have multiple source types. So it's not just newspapers, it's audio, professional blogs, college and university newspapers, journals and magazines, newsletter, newspapers, news wires, transcripts, video, web-only content. I could hone in on just one of these, or I can use the more options again and do multiples, for example. Maybe I want journals and magazines, hit apply, and I get rid of all that other content type. I can hone in on a specific source name. So for example, on this term immigration, with over 14,000 sources available, I've got over 11,000, almost 12,000 sources. Maybe I only want information from the USA Today, the largest newspaper in circulation. I can just type that in, scroll down, and here you'll see is the USA Today. Checkbox, and you'll note we've got 3 versions of that. So we're trying to bring you all the content that a publisher may have. And in this case, it's full text version, it's a full digital image edition of the newspaper, and their web-only content. When I hit apply, that filters out all that other data. And now you can see here, I've got just the USA Today. Here is full text articles. And you can see from the looks of this, it is an image edition. And again, if I didn't get the results I wanted, I can just simply hit the X, get rid of that filter. I'm going to come back to source location. You've got readability. So I can go to a specific lexile or reading level. Now, when you do that, you will only get full text articles because image editions cannot be lexile just yet. And then we have multiple languages. So the system is not just all English. We've got a lot of Spanish and German and French and so on. So for example, if I wanted Spanish content, I can simply click, hit apply. So now what the system's doing is it's looking at the metadata behind the scenes. And you'll see I get both Spanish and English results. And the reason is we've got publishers that actually give us content in multiple languages. An example of that is El Nuevo Herald here. That's actually the Miami Herald, but we get that in both Spanish and English, okay? Also, if you put a search term up here in Spanish or German or French, you'll get results just in that language, okay? Now, I'll go to the location filter. I like saving that one to last. So because we're pulling information from 200 countries around the world, you can filter the continent, country, region, state, province, city. So global studies and world studies, very easy to get information around that. But say, for example, I want to narrow down and just get information from New York. Okay, I just start typing and it filters down. I can click, hit apply. So now I've got information from just New York, as you can see. And because we're pulling information from so many places, when I click here, You'll note we're pulling from 224 cities around New York, okay, around the state. So we get from the very, very local to the to national, to regional, international perspectives across the entire political spectrum, okay? If I wanted to hone in on Buffalo, I can simply click on Buffalo and you'll see that hones in. So now I see I've got image edition and full text. Once I apply my filters, I can do an article preview, start reading from the beginning. Is that what I want? Yes, I can view document. No, I can go to the next. If I do a preview of an image edition, it hones in on where it finds the search term. So maybe I want to view this document so I can show you what an image edition looks like. Okay, I'll make this a little bit smaller so we can see it. So it's talking about an 85-year-old attorney who helped the poor immigrants. Okay, tools for the user right across the top. I can search the page or the issue for more information because we've got the entire issue of the newspaper loaded. And this is today's newspaper. Information on where did my results come from. January 25th paper, page 15, the Buffalo News. I can create a citation and export to EasyBib, RefWorks, or Noodle Tools, any of those bibliography tools. But there, for example, is your MLA 9 citation. And I can copy and paste that. I've got an email function where I can email this to someone, a clip function, and this gets heavily used by students across the board. Okay, say I want to capture his photo and share that with my teacher when I hand in my essay. I can now print it, download it, save it to Google. By downloading it, I can also include the citation. So it's going to clip that directly off the page, create a nice clean PDF for me to use. And now I can just open that up and you'll see I've got a nice clean PDF complete with the APA citation underneath. So very, very usable. And there's just shy of 400 image edition newspapers within this collection. I can print the full page or clip. I can download it. I can save to an internal folder. We've got a Duro link to this page, so I can copy this link and drop it into, put it up on a whiteboard, email it to a parent, a student, a faculty member. It will always open to this. We integrate with Google Classroom. And then I can peruse the whole paper. Next, forward, or use my thumbnails. Okay, I'll go back to results and let's jump into an image edition. Or I'm sorry, a full text version. So I'll jump in this one. Here's a full text version. So tools for the user again, but you'll note how clean and easy it is to read. I can increase the text size. Again, that citation tool, the email function. I can print this. I can download it. I can save to the folder, the Duro link, the Google Classroom link. And then all full text articles also have a read along, and that highlights the words and reads right along with it. I'll go back to NewsBank here, and that's how easy it is really to use that keyword searching. I'll pause for a minute just to see if there's any specific questions around that.
Thank you, Matt. And yes, just to remind everyone, you may see a gray bar that says questions or chat. You can enter your questions there, or you may see some icons on the left hand of your screen. If you click on the bubble icon, you can enter your question there. We do have one question, Matt. The article you just showed was an editorial. Is there a way to search specifically for editorials?
Yes, there is actually. So I'll put in a search term here. I'll search inflation this time. A couple of key things that are happening around the world that we're all looking at, of course. So here I did inflation, okay? And what I'll do is I'll click on the advanced search here. And what I'll do is I'll use this pull down and connect the term inflation with right here, okay, a section of the newspaper. And I'll type in editorial. So I'll put the editorial in there. And now when I hit search, I went from just shy of 8 million results. Now I'm down to 100,000 results. And you'll note when I click on this article here, it's got me right there to the section in the editorial. So very easy to choose a section of the newspaper. Now that only applies to full text articles as well.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for that question, and continue them coming. We'll pause again to get to others.
All right, great. Thank you so much. The second way to get to information is our suggested topics. And you'll note these are all the different subject areas that are studied in schools and community colleges. Click on any one of these. So example, if I go into criminal justice, okay, here's all subtopics around criminal justice. And if I want to get information, for example, on terrorism, once I click this term, what that will do is that'll run a search for me. And this is an editorially created search, okay, that is pulling in this information. This search up here can be modified, but the idea is in just a couple of clicks, we can get you to good information on virtually any topic. And then you have the same filters down the sidebar. So I could apply a location filter. I could apply a year, a date filter, or only a specific source type. Okay. Now, if I go back here, you'll note these are all exactly the same. And one of the latest search topics we've added is research trending issues. And we highlight this monthly. We make changes to this. So this access trending issues section here is updated every 30 days with the most search terms we see in the schools, in community colleges. So the different versions will change this every 30 days. We also highlight some of the main controversial issues that are going on around the world. And for schools, the 23-24 debate topic is highlighted as well. And we'll also add topics at the request of customers. So a good example of that is in this business and economics version, this entire section on personal finance was added at the request of one of our customers. They were doing a whole unit on that and asked if we could help find them information. So example, if I click here on inheritance tax, you'll see it works the same way. We created this search to get you to good information, and then you've got the filters down the side. So very, very easy to use these search topics, and they're designed really to get you to good information quickly, easily, in just a couple of clicks. Questions on any of this that I reviewed so far?
If there's a topic that I don't see or that we would like covered, how do we request that? Or how do we...
Yep, if there is a topic you wish to have, whether it belongs underneath any of these suggested topics or even a brand new topic altogether, you've got a couple of ways you can reach out to us. One is up at the very top corner, you'll see share feedback. When I click that, that allows me to send in feedback and we can get it that way. You can also send an email to your account executive or contact our customer service department. So any way of those, one way, we'll get that. And if we need more information on it, we'll reach back out to you to clarify exactly what you're looking for. And then we can add that topic. Typically, adding a topic to any one of these is done in about 24 hours.
Oh, excellent. Thank you very much.
Any other questions I might be able to answer now?
I don't see any others.
Okay, well, we'll be here so we can answer any other questions. Catherine, on that note, I'll turn it back over to you.
All right, thank you very much, Matt. Wow. Well, now that we know how to pinpoint this fantastic information, I thought I would share our top 5 ready-to-use engagement strategies to help get this into the hands of your students and teachers and any other users. So number 1, they're all ready to, and let me tell you that these are all ready to use. So again, in the download section, the handout section, you can download these. We encourage you to customize them for your own school, or they're just easy to cut and paste and get them out into your students, teachers, and district. So number one is host a hands-on training, just like what we did here today. NewsBank offers, Matt's team offers complimentary training sessions for our customers. So you can gather a group and Matt's team will show you how to use it and customize this resource to best fit your school's needs. Or if you'd like to do it yourself, you can use this presentation. As I mentioned, you'll all be receiving a report. So you could host the training yourself and share it with others who may find it beneficial. And number two, build your online and web presence. If you do a featured resource of the month or perhaps a did you know section of your website, add Access World News there. We have graphics, we have product descriptions you can use. Here are several examples. You can see how other customers have incorporated Access World News and NewsBank resources onto their library web pages. So we really know that the more places that you can add it, the more likely it is that people will discover it and use it. Number three, scavenger hunts. We have created scavenger hunts to get students into the resource. You can download this link or share the link and students can get right in and get searching. It's a great introduction on how to use Access World News Research Collection. And I don't know if you know, but NewsBank resources integrate with discovery services, learning management systems like Blackboard and Canvas. We have web pages with PDF and video instructions on how you can add articles to your assignments. And if you have any trouble, just call our customer service team and they'll help you get set up. And number five is video views. Video is the number one way we know to engage. So we have a large collection of how to use videos. They're brief, 40 seconds to 2 minutes, where you can learn how to use the various features. You could add them to your website near the resource, perhaps include them in an e-newsletter or on your social media channels, YouTube. We really encourage you to use and share. So those are my top five, but I do have a few bonus ideas. There are two quick video stories on how two librarians have used NewsBank resources and found success. The first we call a debate team's secret weapon. Elizabeth Alexander is a librarian at a small school in Texas, and she talks about how their first year debate team finished in the top 10 in a state competition, and she credits the students' use in preparing of Access World News ahead of the debate. And then also using Access World News to support science and environmental studies. Kelly was recently named the Educator of the Year by the News Literacy Project, and she really tells a very inspiring stories about how she uses Access World News to talk about environmental studies and to, talking about how various issues in the environment have changed over time or how they're being covered in different parts of the country. So I encourage you to spend a moment to watch those and share those if you're looking for some new ways to use Access World News Research Collection. And I do want to share our resource center. If you go to newsbank.com, we have all of these ready to use ideas, but we have even more. We have bookmarks, we have social media posts, they're all there. And again, if you download this presentation, we have links that'll take you right into the resource center, right into our website, so you don't have to hunt and peck around. There are direct links right there if you want to download those handouts. So I will pause here to see if we have any other questions. Matt, we do have two questions, and I think that these are for you. Do we still offer lesson plans? Well, I can certainly answer that for you. We do offer lesson plans. They are within the resource. You will likely see when you log in on the left side of your screen. You can click on that. We have more than 5,000. We offer a new lesson plan daily, and this has been particularly popular recently with the teacher shortages. Perhaps you are relying on substitute teachers or new teachers. These are a great way to start discussions. They have great prompts for current events that are going on right now, perhaps write a research paper. There's all sorts of ideas in there. And also, you can search, perhaps if you're doing a lesson on financial literacy, we may have some that aren't necessarily from today, but in the last few months. And so we encourage you to look through there, do some searches. They've been very, very popular and very well received. And I encourage you to tell others about
Sorry
that.
about that. Sorry about that, Catherine. I didn't realize I was on mute.
Oh, shoot. So we were talking
I
about
can show real fast how to jump into that, into the lesson plans if you'd like.
Sure.
Just let me share my desktop and we can jump right into that. Great. Okay, so you'll see under this quick links, daily headlines and lesson plans. You simply click there and that highlights the 10 headlines that we highlighted for the day. And every day during the school year, we do a lesson plan, but we also have the view all lesson plans. And when I click that, just to speak to the media literacy lesson plan that Catherine just referenced. I just started typing media, and what it does is it keys in on the title of the lesson plan. And when I click that, that will open up that lesson plan. And here we go. It's got the general education standards. The lesson plan's made up of 4 sets of questions. We give you additional searches and vetted websites to get more information so you can complete the entire thing, as well as presentation and assessment options. So real easy to get to them. And right now, we've got 5,446 lesson plans available. Tomorrow, 5,447.
Wow, thank you, Matt. Thank you. And we do have one more question. Let me flip back to that page. Let's see. How often are suggested topics updated?
The suggested topics are updated based on customer requests, number one. Of course, the search is updated, the data is updated every day. So when you do a search, you'll get fresh content back every other, all the time. The other way we update it though is, again, if we see something that really rises to the top where we're seeing everybody in a community college search a specific topic around business and economics, or everybody in a school searching something around criminal justice, we'll update it that way as well.
So we hope you found today's training session valuable and that you have some actionable ways to reach out to teachers and students right away. We are grateful for your questions, and if you think of something later or we weren't able to get to yours, we commit to getting back to you in the very near future. Just shoot us an email and we'll be happy to get back with you. As you log out today, you will see that there is a brief survey. Please take a moment to let us know what you thought about today's session and how we can improve in the future. On behalf of the NewsBank team, we thank you for sharing part of your day with us. Goodbye.